One.
G'day, I'm Zach Whale, Grains Policy Director at AgForce, and I'm here today with Vitelli, Policy Officer from AgForce in Clermont in central Queensland, talking about a whole range of grains issues, in particular the new Reef regulations. So AgForce fought against these regulations for some time, and unfortunately government didn't take on board AgForce's recommendations, and the legislation has passed, and now we're talking to members about what these changes might mean for them. So Mari, if you're a grain producer in central Queensland, or in fact any reef catchment, what do these changes actually mean?
Thanks, Zach. Yes, the regulations have come in, unfortunately. First off the rank are our beef cattle producers with some standards that they need to apply. For grain producers, they are now considered an environmentally relevant activity for the reef areas, or ERA activity. And over the next 3 years, practice standards will be developed for the grains industry. So watch this space. There will be a 3-year phase in. For our cattle producers, they need to start doing record keeping straight up in December. And this will also happen for grain producers down the track. We expect the minimum practice standards for grains to include things such to look at your nutrient runoff and also your sediment runoff. So there'll be things there to minimise those impacts on the reef.
Now there's another really important thing that we've had objection to in this process, and that's the new cropping development. So if you're a grain producer and you're expanding or you're cropping more country, what's this new process going to mean for those people?
Yes, we are quite concerned about these new farm design standards for new cropping areas. That starts for everyone. All cropping starts in mid-June, or starts in June 2020, and in the next 6 months we'll see those new farm design standards bedded down. What it means, if you're going to develop new areas where you don't have a cropping history, you're required to put in an application first to show that you have no runoff of sediment or nutrient from that new area. If you can't demonstrate that, there's a high chance that they'll say, no, you can't crop those new areas. And that's regardless if you've got cleared country that's either got a PMAB or ready for cropping, that will come in. We see an opportunity until July next year. There is opportunity. Any farming land that's developed now will not be have to apply those new farm design standards, but after that they'll come in.
Okay, so obviously this is not regulations that AgForce supports, and obviously we'll do our best to help members understand it where appropriate, but where should members be going to actually get the detailed information about this government regulation?
Well, currently it's most probably best to go back to the Department of Environment and Science, to their, if you go onto their website and you put in Queensland Government strengthening reef regulations, that will take you to where they are putting a lot of those information sheets out there now. Also, most probably your local natural resource management group can also, they have been contracted to help through some of this reef regulation information. AgForce has always been against mandatory reef regulations, and we have said we're not going to be the extension arm for the government. However, we are there to help our members, and we will explain to our members what the reef regulations mean to them, so we can help our members that way. But just bear in mind, especially for cropping areas, if you've got new cropping plan, anywhere between 5 to 100 hectares will be a straightforward application. Over 100 hectares will require an application as well as a site visit from an environmental officer. So yeah, please, if you're in the cropping area, I think explore a bit further what it means to you and your business.
Fantastic. And obviously, if you ever have questions, feel free to get in touch with AgForce, and one of our policy staff will do our best to help you out. That's all from us. Thank you.